Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to the month ahead astrology reading. Make sure you check your sun, moon, and rising signs for a comprehensive view of the month. Additionally, I would recommend watching the tarot reading of the month ahead for your zodiac to get a different perspective of the month. While you will know the astrology in advance through this session, I will also send you a reminder when the astrological events are near. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified as the events occur. I occasionally post behind the scenes meditation guidance, quizzes, and polls, which you can check for yourself in my community page, and it goes without saying that you will be notified when new videos are out, such as other zodiac readings and pick a card tarot readings too. If you prefer to cut down the guesswork about your month ahead, you can always connect with me via Etsy to get a personalized week by week, month ahead tarot reading paired with the general astrology. So enough about me, let's talk about you. So on the first of the month, we have the sun meeting with Mercury in the sign of Cancer, and that is going to be in your 11th house of friendships, networks, your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, as well as your ideals. So there can be some newfound insights or new communication that happens connected to these topics, and there can be some forward progress, some intermediate checks that you are doing regarding your goals. Like, how far are you in achieving your aspirations? If you have your own business, this can mean that you have some money making ideas, or you're coming across more clients, you're making an emotional impact on others as well, and that can widen your network. So in general, it looks pretty favorable. It is in a sextile aspect with your house as well, so it is going to positively benefit you. The next day, we have Venus in Leo in your 12th house, squaring with Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So this can talk about some insights coming in, or rather a changing of how you see the world. Your philosophical viewpoint has been changing for some time, but because it's at a trine aspect to you, it is helping you. It is breaking you free out of limitations and limiting belief systems as well. So Venus being in Leo can give you further insights on where you stop yourself from experiencing great love, great joy, great peace, and harmony as well, and how you can best utilize your passions too. The Leo, whenever it is in the 12th house, it talks about the soul's expression. And you might ask yourself questions of, who am I now? Who am I? What is the purpose here? And what is my passion? What am I supposed to do? Leo is, in a spiritual context, talks about the soul's expression, especially when it's in the 12th house. So I think you're following up on some kind of, not guidelines, but some things that your soul has wanted to accomplish in this lifetime that's coming to light over here. And because once again, Uranus in Taurus 9th house, this is quite expansive, or it feels as though you can achieve a lot of things, you can accomplish a lot and grow yourself very much. Your finances can also be expanding. Your self-worth and self-value is as well increasing. On the 3rd, we have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is in your 5th house. The sun is in Cancer at this time, and that's in your 11th house. So this can mean that you have an inclination towards your hobbies and your romantic life. Perhaps you want to take a day off if you can, or you are making sure that you're doing things that you enjoy. Because once again, it's at a favorable aspect to you, Capricorn. The things that you do in your spare time or with your loved ones, things you do for fun, that can have a positive influence on how you show up in the world, or what your friends think of you, what your network thinks of you. Your creative skills are as well heightened, and full moons are a time of completion or pivot point. So things you've been working on in the past 6 months, there can be intermediate results to see if something needs to be adjusted in order to get the desired results. Or this can talk about the end of a creative project, or end of a phase of your children or your inner child work. Because you are a healer as a zodiac, this can also mean you're leaving behind, or rather healing any wounds you have connected with authority or convention. and traditional ways of expressing yourself, and you're making things more flexible to express your heart's desire out in the open unapologetically. On the 9th, we have a harmonious aspect going on between Mercury in Cancer in your 11th house with Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces, in your 7th house. So your partner can be going through some nice times related to their self-expression and romantic life as well. They could be feeling extra affectionate towards you too. And because Neptune is retrograde, I like this because there are no false promises. I'm sure you're an earth sign, so you don't appreciate false promises. So Neptune has that imaginative and intuitive quality, which can sometimes be like, oh, I would die for you and I would be this for you. And it can get like extra poetic here, okay, which is appreciated for sure, but because it's retro, it has a more realistic tinge to it, and it is less up in the air, more like, okay, what can you deliver on? Perhaps there are some date plans, maybe you're trying something new, different cuisines, or you're having like a get together with your friends as well, which is especially fun. Now the 7th house also talks about not just romantic partnerships, but your one-to-one connections. So maybe you're having a nice time with your closest friends, getting to know one another from a deeper perspective, just in general a very nice time. And the same applies for any client relationships you have. That's also doing pretty good. And you might see some scope for expansion or even partnership if that's something you're interested in. On the 10th, we have a couple of things happening. We have the first one is Mercury in Cancer, right opposite Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto is retrograde at this time. So certain changes are needing to be made, but they need to happen from the inside out. External situations are not going to prompt you to make the change related to inner child or children or romantic ventures. Okay, so if you're looking for someone else or a different type of person to date, you're likely to find out now what exactly your type is, or what are you going for in life right now. How can you best express yourself? Maybe your creative style is changing. The hobbies you once had, you're no longer resonating with. So what can you do to change all of these situations? Your friends can offer some very useful advice, and you can get some nice inspiration from them as well. If you need some type of emotional support, your friends are the ones to go to. They can feel especially like family around this time, and you might feel more compelled to share your emotions or your side of the story in a more public platform if that's something that you're involved in. Now, the same day, we have Mars moving from Leo into Virgo, which is your zodiac. So you're likely to be more energized and vitalized on this day. You're taking more action towards your goals, and you're more organized than ever. You're taking action in that regard too. You're as well planning your day much better. I think you're getting more insights as to how you can, incorporate more of your future visions and future plans as well, because we have a nice trine that is forming between Mars and the North Node. So the beliefs that you have, they are going to be supporting your personal growth, and the personal growth you have been going through or are going through at this time is going to help you achieve your bigger goals in life. And the 9th house also talks about different cultures and expansion of not only knowledge but just your experience. Maybe learning from people who come from different areas, learning a new language could be something you're inspired by, and you might find that quite practical, or it gives you a new insight on how the world works or why a certain culture is the way that it is. 9th house is also long distance travels. So you could be planning for something over here, and I mean, you are a planner, organizer, manager, so if there is some planning needing to be done, you're on it. So Mars over here can really bring in some extra activity that you're going to be doing while it is over here. Okay, next day we have Mercury moving into Leo from Cancer. So now the energy, the mental focus shifts from friendships, networking, socializing to your rest time. You need to balance things out by taking adequate time to rest, recuperate, relax. And Mercury is squaring with the North Node in Taurus. So that is going to be it's sort of like step back a little bit so you're not too close to the situation, and then you can see more clearly as to where you are now and where do you need to go. There can be certain things that need to be let go at this time. You might be very passionate about these things, but they might not be an authentic self-expression, or your soul is not encouraging certain things at this time, or you feel as though you are not ready for a certain change, so you're like maybe holding back, and that can be a trigger, or not trigger, but like an indicator that, okay, this is where I hold myself back. I was wanting to do this, I was wanting to accomplish this, but it is so far outside of my comfort zone that I quickly go back to what I'm used to. The 12th house is sort of that self-sabotaging behavior as well, where we undo all of the good things that we have accomplished, or there's the tendency to do so. Of course, it does not have to showcase that way, and it's only this day, one day before after, you might feel this influence. So don't be disheartened or discouraged. Instead, use it as an advantage, because squares with the North Node give valuable insights as to what you need to do in order to move towards your sense of fulfillment. How can you figure out more joy? Okay, so use that to your advantage. Because this is literally the last aspect that the North Node is making while it is in Taurus. The next day, North Node moves into Aries, and now we have the Aries Libra cycle getting activated, and this is going to be a theme for the coming 1.5 years. So there's going to be lots of growth and potential that comes into your shared resources, your vulnerability, your intimacy, shadow work, and there can be powerful transformations that happen over here, but you need to take initiative, because Aries is the sign of initiation. And this can be something that you're not experienced in, or this is something very new, but at the same time, this courage and this desire to get something done, to get out of a rut, or get out of something that has been way ongoing, such as suppressed emotions or suppressed aggression, even in some cases, that can be especially useful. Okay, so where are you selling yourself short? Why do you need to be pushing something very far? These can be some questions that come up. I'm not saying everyone has these issues, of course. It depends on your personal situation, what exactly needs to be transformed, but 8th house is all about that, purging, cleansing all of these situations, especially from the subconscious mind and past conditioning and just beliefs that we just form as we are growing up, and things that we incorporate in our mind without realizing. And perhaps by the end, or even around the mid of this transit, you might be amazed at how quickly subconscious thoughts and patterns form. Okay, and you become more and more conscious of these hidden realms. You know what's happening when you're when you're feeling hurt in a situation, or when you're reacting a certain way, when you see other people react a certain way. You have more compassion because you understand why they would be like that. Okay, so there's lots of wonders and gems that you're going to discover about yourself that puts you on a new path towards that self-expression and vitality. Your energy levels are going to be increasing in this time as well. Now, right opposite the North Node, we have the South Node, and that puts focus in your second house of your current priorities. Are your priorities dependent on other people? Do you change your routines and schedules based on others? And are you sacrificing your own needs in that process? If so, why is that? Right? So some things need to be let go. This can also talk about spending habits. Now you have other priorities that you want to be spending on, your time, energy, focus, money, and those are more valuable. So then there is that, reshuffling of, if I'm spending more over here, then I cannot spend this much over there. And that's okay, right? Different time, different season, different priorities, and that's completely fine. So go with that. But on another level, this can be strictly finances, that you're moving money from your personal account into a savings account, or merging finances with a partner, or sharing your assets, sharing the rent, for example. That can also happen. Maybe you're helping someone else out with your finance, so temporarily you might see a dip in your personal finance, but you're likely to get income, or you're likely to get that financial security through another person, or through trying out different things than you're used to. On the 17th, we have a new moon in Cancer in your house of networking, your friendships, and also your ideals. So there's again new insights coming in related to what is your bigger goals and aspirations now. For example, this is the bucket list house basically. Okay, it's not that you necessarily have to accomplish each and everything, but you would like to. It would be awesome if all of those things could be checked. So it's as though that bucket list is being updated. Now your priorities are different. You no longer want to go bungee jumping or skydiving or something like that. Instead, you want to do something completely different, and that's a lot more valuable and just as exciting for you. There can also be new friendships that are forming at this time, or new groups or communities that you're compelled towards that feel very comfortable to you or healing to you as well, and you might find yourself opening up in that area. The same day, we have Mercury in Leo in the 12th house, squaring with Jupiter in Taurus in your 9th house. So once again, there is a lot of growth and potential that is there in the 9th house of future vision, belief systems, foreign cultures, all of this. And where do you hold yourself back in a mental situation? Like, what thoughts hold you back? Or, what passions are there that are not being fully expressed? The 12th house is very unexpressed. It's that latent potential that you are skilled at. Okay, it's undeniable you are skilled at, but you might not showcase that very overtly unless you specifically make it a point to do so. So the squares with the 12th house kind of bring it out of the shadows a little bit, and Jupiter squares are sort of like, come on, you can do this. It's positive encouragement, but it is still sort of like a nudge. Jupiter's not going to be like, well, whenever you're ready, I'm just going to sit here and be here and just wait. It's not like that. It's still going to be encouraging Mercury out of the shadows and be like, bring in the spiritual insights, bring in the gifts that you have, the healing talents that you have, all the things that your heart loves and you're passionate about. Come on, let's express it. Let's expand on that and see what it makes. And because it's Taurus here, this talks about expanding your personal finances, and your value system is increasing, or there are some new additions happening there. New priorities are coming to light, and you are feeling excited about that. There is more joy and there is stability with that regard too. Now, the 9th house also talks about religion and spirituality. Of course, when we talk about philosophy and beliefs, these topics do come up. And this can indicate that you have a new guru, or not new, but like you might have a guru that you really look up to, and they might say something that makes you think very deeply about your own thoughts. Okay, so this investigation is likely to lead you towards breakthroughs. But in the meantime, it's okay. Be patient with yourself. These are fixed signs, so be patient, but at the same time keep going. You will have that breakthrough. On the 20th, we have a favorable aspect happening between the Sun in Cancer in your 11th house with Neptune in Pisces, who is retrograde in your 7th house. So once again, nice expansion of partnership, of relationships, your friendships as well, your networking, clients, all of these things are expanding beautifully, forming nice harmonious connections, good feedback as well, if that's what you're looking for. And you can understand a lot about your own goals and where you're headed in life through the interactions you have with others. And I say that because we have Mars in your sign, right opposite Saturn in Pisces the same day, and Saturn is retrograde. So your partnership life is not as restricted, and you might be feeling like, okay, there's more fun, there's more lucidity, you can talk more openly, your feelings are well known and understood as well, and Mars in your sign makes you more assertive. You're like, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is how I am. There's more of that willpower that comes in here, but be careful with oppositions. It's very possible to go extreme to one side or the other. Taking care of yourself does not mean that you sacrifice each and every relationship, right? Nor is it that you care for all of the relationships and sacrifice yourself. So oppositions are all about finding moderation on both sides and rebalancing things. If things are already balanced, you're likely going to feel this as a very nice flow, and yeah, you're seeing different perspectives, you're learning a lot, it's powerful, it's awesome. Okay, let's go on it. But if there are things needing rebalancing, they will come up. Okay, on the 22nd, we have another opposition. The same philosophy applies, but now the planets are different. We have the sun in Cancer in your 11th house, right opposite Pluto in Capricorn in your 5th house. So empowering yourself is super important here. I think your friends are very encouraging, yes, but it is also important to rely on yourself and trust your own expression. Again, this is at a favorable aspect to you. It's a fellow earth sign, Pluto, and Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn, so that's a favorable aspect. And also the sun in Cancer is at a sextile, so you're likely going to get some nice benefits. It's still going to be quite harmonious for you, but yes, some rebalancing might be required. And how much work do you do, not work, but like how much creative energy do you put in yourself? And how much are you putting out there? Are you doing these creative things for other people, or is this for yourself, right? Okay, then the same day we have the sun in Cancer in that 11th house, squaring with the North Node in Aries. Now, this is the first aspect that this North Node is forming, and Aries is in your 8th house. So there can be some insights that come in through your friendships, but through your subconscious as well. And that explains why you need certain types of people and why you connect so deeply with certain people. You might get further insights of, oh, that's why they feel like family. I feel like I've always known them. And 8th houses are very powerful for counseling, therapy work, going deep down, hypnosis, things like that, where you uncover more and more about the inner workings of your mind, and then that can tell you where you stop yourself from exploring your ideals and aspirations, the things that you enjoy. Are you blocking yourself off emotionally? Are you afraid of getting hurt or rejection or failure, or what is it exactly that is going to come up here? And that can be especially revelatory but also liberating at the same time, because sun squares, they bring in clarity, that they do. And Aries is all about, okay, let's get on it, let's start moving forward, let's start making progress. It's all about the pursuit of that goal, pursuit of the progress, okay, bit by bit, one by one, just keep blazing on. The next day, we have a new zodiac season. The sun moves into Leo, and it's officially Leo season. Your 12th house is getting lit up. And the same day, Venus goes retrograde in the sign of Leo. So working behind the scenes on creative projects is going to be especially beneficial. You might have some new ideas that are coming up on the 11th itself when Mercury moves there. But at this time on the 23rd, you're going to work on it full force. There can be some cleansing rituals as well that you do, some purging that you do. This can be physical cleansing, but also like mentality and maybe your space as well. You're leaving behind an old cycle. Whenever we have the zodiac season of the 12th house, it's time to declutter and let go of an old version, because right after this, you're going to have a rebirth when the sun enters your zodiac. So yes, the concepts that you have or your creative style is going to change, your artistic style is going to change, and you discover that you can do different things. This can also bring back the creative pursuits or hobbies that you used to have in the past that you kind of abandoned randomly because life changed and whatnot happened. And now you can revisit that and see if it is still resonating with you. And when you say revisit, it doesn't mean that you're going to continue doing how you were practicing that hobby. So if you used to write, let's say in school, you're not going to write the same way now, right? So you're going to discover a new style, a new side to you, and that can be especially inspiring. And you might decide that, okay, I would love to write some more, or I would love to draw some more, and focus on it a little bit deeper. And it's a very nice time to do so during Leo season. The same day, we have Mercury in Leo squaring with Uranus in Taurus. So Mercury square Uranus can be some surprising insights or revelations that come in. So I'm going to say it's a pleasant one, but sometimes it can be confusing as well, because the 12th house is involved, as to, okay, well, this is what I like and that's exciting, but I have been doing this and this. I have prior commitments or other things that I'm doing. So I don't know how I'm going to fit all of this in here. Something's got to give, something's got to go, and I don't want to let go of anything. Okay, these are fixed houses, so they don't like to let go of certain things. So yes, that would be the only sticky situation this day. But as long as you're flexible, you are a mutable sign, so I'm sure you can manage that flexibility. As long as that is possible, it is going to work out in your favor. And once again, Uranus is in a favorable aspect to you, so I think you got this. Okay, on the 27th, we have Mercury meeting with Venus, who's retrograde now in the sign of Leo. That's your 12th house. So once again, this is like the first time that you're getting some conscious information. Not so conscious because it's in the 12th, of course, but it is still like coherent enough for you to understand it. In the sense, you might clearly define what exactly is your creative style. You might clearly understand what your passion is right now, or what you're looking for in a relationship. What do you need for yourself? Okay. The next day we have Mercury in Leo trining with the North Node in Aries. So fire trine, this is highly motivational, inspiring, and encouraging as well. And because it's a trine aspect, again, it creates some significant development in the North Node Aries segment. First we had the square, now we have a trine, so it is going to basically the adjustments that we make around the 22nd, we're going to see some positive results already on the 28th, or we find some new information that is going to help us move in that direction so that we get our desired results. Some new ideas can come in as well. And the 12th house is pretty potent. Even though it's in the background, it is still a very potent house. The same day we have Mercury moving into your zodiac, and it's very strong here. Mercury rules your sign. So while in Virgo, it is going to be making you more organized and well planned, and it is going to teach you some new tricks, and you're going to be especially analytical and discerning, as long as it doesn't slip into crippling perfectionism, okay, and very high criticism or expectations from yourself. It is going to work out quite well for you. Just be watchful of that. That's the shadow quality of Virgo. And because Mars is over here, any idea that comes in, that's going to go on full force, okay? So that's why I gave you that extreme, example. Otherwise, yes, I trust that you can manage yourself. But yes, Mercury over here can make your communication very well paced as well. People will appreciate you for your guidance, your ideas, your insights as well. Your opinion is going to be very much valued too. Your solutions are probably right. Okay, other people should listen to you more. So yes, you're figuring out very, practical but useful and easily implementable solutions. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for being here. I really hope you enjoyed and that the messages help you out throughout the month. Stay tuned for the tarot reading for your zodiac sign as well. I will be uploading them soon. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified whenever that's up. And if you enjoyed the reading, please do like and comment your thoughts if you have any. It will be really lovely to hear back from you, and it really helps the channel grow as well. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.